Hi, this is Mark Henry, back again to give you information on the occult and paranormal. Well, today the subject of discussion is going to be self-created entities. Of course, there are entities that are, we call a priori, which is prior to experience. There are independent entities that exist, spirits, elementals, various other spiritual creatures. However, there is a class of entities that magicians actually create. And there are two different kinds. The first one we're going to be talking about, it's actually the main subject we'll be talking about, is what's called egregores. And an egregore is a manufactured entity that is created by a group of magicians to fulfill a particular purpose. So it's done by a few people, not just one. If it was one, it would be called a servitor. So as far as the egregores are concerned, is that it's created with a specific purpose, and that after it is created, then the more attention that is paid to it by the magicians, or if other people know about it, if they talk about it, if they think about it, it actually gives it more strength, more energy, and more power. Not only that, but these egregores, these manufactured energy beings, at some point become self-aware, so that if you were to call on a specific egregore that was created for a specific purpose, you could call upon it to fulfill that purpose with you. For example, if somebody a group created an egregore that is for you to find money on the street, then everybody that knows about that entity could actually call upon it to get lucky and find some pocket change on the street. Now, egregores can be intentional, which means that in the first example, that magicians create it for their own purposes, or it could actually occur accidentally through someone coming up with an idea, a name, people spread it by word of mouth. Oh, that sounds good, that's a cool idea, and start talking about it. This is how cultural trends and ideas take hold. They have their own energy and their own power, and the more that it is conversed about, the more that it gains in strength. That is also called a mimetic entity, just like the internet memes on Facebook, the memes that go around the internet on Facebook, same sort of thing. Mimetics and memes existed prior to the little Facebook memes that go around. So egregores have a mimetic, a spreading of information through themselves. And again, through time, through human interaction, it gains power. Now I want to give you an example of an egregore that was created that you can use. So this is the practical part of the lesson today. At some point in history, I don't know exactly when, I noticed seeing in the occult literature, probably more recent actually, probably around 2000, 2001, a creature, it's considered an urban goddess called Squatch. Now Squatch is an egregore. You don't see Squatch, I don't think, in early, any type of traditionally early magical text or anything like that. So it is kind of a created entity, an egregore. You will find it, and sometimes, I could probably name two books that I've read it in, but I've seen it on the internet. If you look deep enough, you can find Squatch. So what Squatch is an urban goddess that has the purpose of doing two things. One is to help you find a parking spot, because that is an important need in inner cities where there is scant parking, maybe New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta, places like that. So, those type of situations need a specific entity to help with those situations. So, Squatch was created. So how do you interact with Squatch? Let's say that you wanted help finding a parking spot. So the first thing, this is funny, an offering to Squatch, that said, is that you have to tell dirty jokes in honor of Squatch. So you can say, Squatch, blah, 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 make dirty comments. Doesn't have to be at a particular person. You don't want to get slapped or anything like that. Although I think that it might be funny that if you actually ever got an Uber and your Uber driver was taking you someplace, you can give them dirty comments and jokes and stuff like that. Say, hey buddy, I'm trying to help you find a parking spot to drop me off, just to see how that goes. I'm trying to interact with Squatch, so please just bear with me and just listen to my jokes. So anyway, so the offerings are the dirty jokes and comments. Ask Squatch for, a particular spot. So now you can go ahead and use the traditional incantations. The main one is Squatch, find me a spot. You can do that one. Or you can do the one that I created where it basically says, let's see, all hail the goddess Squatch, mistress of the parking lot. You can see what I do not. Show me parking in this lot. So you can do that one. But anyway, you just needed some type of incantation or intention. And then just wait. You may have to do your chant that you create several times. And then if Squatch grants you a parking spot, then just thank Squatch. And that's basically it. Also remember that by interacting with Squatch, since she is an egregore, that you are actually helping other people that are coming after you to use Squatch. So you are giving Squatch energy by interacting with her, thinking about her, and when she helps you, that energy is depleted, and it's a constant give and take. So for example, in order to prepare for this video, I had to think about Squatch. I had to, talk about her on the video, which is giving her energy. And then if I ever needed her, then that energy that's built up, the cumulative thought form, which we say, a little bit of that would be drained off to help me. But it also is keeping Squatch alive in a way. So you're actually kind of doing a good thing by interacting, because you are spreading it and making it so that other people can access Squatch, so that she can help you find the proper spot in the parking lot. Okay. So other things about egregores. One of the things I'd like to talk about in another video, but I'll just mention it briefly, is that I wonder about horror movies. There are certain horror movies that are probably egregores. There are one that comes to mind is The Candyman, which was just kind of based loosely on Bloody Mary themed type of things. Bloody Mary, the Bloody Mary game. So you have the history of Bloody Mary. You have a ritual involved that children play. You have chanting. And over time, over decades, this built up. Thinking, chanting, doing, which is creating an egregore, I suspect. And then another movie similar, based on that idea, Candyman, and so on and so forth. So the idea is that I think that by popular entertainment creating these stories and making it sort of, again, using memetics to spread it around, it's actually creating these egregores, or creating a life of their own. And when you do that, they do have power. So on some level, I believe the Candyman is probably there in the ether. So is the Bloody Mary version that children have been playing for decades. Who knows? Maybe other things. Bye Bye Man could be around. That we've all already had some instances about the Slimmer Man. People saying the Slimmer Man inspired them to do that. Could be an egregore. Anyway, I don't want to give away too much. I'm going to use that for another video. In any case, thank you for listening. Please subscribe and like. This is Mark Henry signing off.